What is up, everybody? Sam Dog, the infamous 253, coming at you from my dad's house. Got Dallas Stewart on the speakerphone. Dallas, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Yeah, and, well, let's just say tonight reminded me a lot of what we did to Denver in Super Bowl 48 and a lot what Tampa Bay did to the Chiefs back in the 2020 season in Super Bowl 55. Dominating performance by the Philadelphia Eagles defense and their offense, but tonight definitely showed, once again, defense wins championships. And I would have given the MVP personally to Josh Sweat with the 2.5 sacks that he had because he was all over Mahomes in that game.
Yeah.
I mean, the first game started out pretty crazy. I mean, no points to begin with on the first drive for Philadelphia. And then A.J. Brown gets called for that OPI. I kind of agree on the OPI call, to be honest with you, because he really did push off got the hands to the face on the guy. So, I mean, some people were kind of iffy on it, but I kind of do, looking back on it, I kind of did agree on the call.
Yeah.
I mean, what was your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I think it was the right call.
Yeah, and then the Eagles had the punt, and then they freaking they were really getting after Mahomes. They just were getting all the pressure on him, and they forced him to punt, and then later they go downfield and they hit Jahan Dotson for the big play, and then you knew the brotherly shove was coming. I thought first Jahan Dotson got the touchdown, but upon the further look, I'm like, it's going to be first and goal, brotherly shove incoming, and sure enough, brotherly shove, Jalen Hurts is in the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah.
They go up 7-0, and then later they get held to a field goal, and then freaking just the way they dominated. It was, like I said, this was just like Super Bowl 48, and the only difference was we were up 22-0 on Denver in halftime at that one. Eagles led 24-0 at the half. And then but to me, when you really knew the collapse for Kansas City was imminent and the three-peat was going to be denied, it was the Cooper DeJean's pick six. That pick six signified, that was to me, that was the backbreaker for the Chiefs, the Cooper DeJean pick six.
Yeah, and then Mahomes throwing his second interception.
To Zach Bond, and that set up the A.J. Brown touchdown.
That's when I think I knew it was over.
Yeah.
I think after the second interception.
Yeah, but before that interception to Cooper DeJean, he got sacked on back-to-back plays, one of which I think came from Josh Sweat. And who was the other guy on there? Because that defense just really got after Mahomes.
Yeah, this was more reminiscent of Super Bowl 55, where they just smothered Kansas City's offense.
Yeah.
Kansas City's offense couldn't get nothing going.
And then crazy part to also think about that this Super Bowl also featured a backup quarterback playing in the game for the first time since, oddly enough, Tavares Jackson in Super Bowl 48 when we killed the Denver Broncos. The only difference was that the Eagles gave up a few more garbage time touchdowns, 2 to Worthy and 1 to DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
Final score being 40-22 in this Super Bowl.
That doesn't really do it justice.
It really does not, but
This could have been one of the biggest blowouts in Super Bowl history, actually.
It really could have been. I mean,
the Eagles dominated in all three phases.
All three phases of the game, and Spagnuolo got too worried about Saquon Barkley that it just opened up the offense. Hence, you saw the plays going to the tight ends
Because actually Saquon was a non-factor in this game.
He wasn't. I mean, but the way that they all worried about him, and Saquon had a hell of a catch on one of the drives that helped set up one of Philly's field goals.
I think the difference in this game was the two interceptions.
Exactly.
That led to 14 points. It's a completely different game without those two interceptions.
Yep, Cooper DeJean and Zach Bond's 2 interceptions. Exactly. But the only difference is DeJean, happy birthday Cooper DeJean and Saquon Barkley, by the way, both their birthdays. They both won a Super Bowl on their birthday, and Chris Berman cut a birthday cake on NFL primetime for the first time. I remember just watching it. It's like, never done this before on NFL primetime. So 2 birthday boys getting their cake and getting Super Bowl rings eventually on their birthday. Well, now it's official. They got the rings on their birthday. But, man, just the way that they got after Patrick Mahomes. That defense. 6 sacks. They got 6 sacks. And guess what? 0 blitzes. They blitzed 0 times and got 6 sacks on Mahomes without blitzing.
Yeah, they were using a 4-man front.
Yeah, and they did it without blitzing. They blitzed them 0 times. That's crazy to think about. And the 3 takeaways, and then the strip sack by 97 to Philly, which later would seal it with the I think that one actually ended in the field goal. But when I saw the bomb to Devontae Smith after they got the turnover
That
on
was the kill shot.
the kill shot, when Hurts fired the kill shot, that was when I put the check mark on the Eagles.
Yeah, this was just an impressive performance.
And Jalen Hurts, but I'll tell you what, all honesty, I kind of would have given the MVP to Josh Sweat, but Jalen Hurts played a great game, so I understand why they gave him the MVP, though. But in all honesty, I would have given it to a defensive player because of how good they played. Granted, they gave up those garbage time touchdowns at the end, but 40-22, the final in Super Bowl 59. And the Eagles soar to their second Lombardi trophy, and Jalen Hurts becoming the fourth black quarterback ever to win a Super Bowl. The four quarterbacks being, obviously, Doug Williams, Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes, obviously, and now Jalen Hurts adds his name to the list. And
now he can add his names to the list that have actually beaten Mahomes in the playoffs.
Him and Tom Brady.
Tom Brady twice and Joe Burrow once.
Joe Burrow did it in the conference championship, though, but we're talking about the two quarterbacks that beat Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. Tom Brady and Jalen Hurts.
Only fourth playoff loss.
Yeah.
And that ended Casey's 9-game postseason winning streak. Their last loss, I believe, coming in the 2021 AFC Championship game.
Yeah, pretty much. And call off the three-peat. There is still no three-peat in NFL history for a Super Bowl.
The last team to do it in the four major sports was the 2000 or 2002 LA Lakers.
Yeah.
So it's still been 23 years since the last team to do it in the four major sports, the Kobe, Shaq, Lakers of the early 2000s.
That's right.
And the only team that were wasn't the Super Bowl era quite yet was the Packers.
Yeah, the Packers.
65 to 67.
They mentioned that during the broadcast.
But that first one, the Super Bowl wasn't around then.
Yeah, it was just when it was the NFL championship before the NFL AFL decided to do it to form the Super Bowl and way before the merger.
Travis Kelce was a non-factor in this game.
Kelce was they were all over Travis Kelce in this game.
Yeah, this game was more reminiscent of Super Bowl 55.
Super Bowl 55.
And then their line, Casey's O-line just got overwhelmed.
They got obliterated, man. And
I don't know if they had it. I think they were fully healthy.
Yeah, they got destroyed.
The Eagles had a great defensive game plan.
Yeah, you're right. Kind of Super Bowl 55, but also you got to give the similarities of Super Bowl 48, too.
Yeah.
But, man. But anyway, so Philadelphia, congratulations on your second Lombardi trophy. A dominating performance.
You definitely get your revenge for 2 years ago.
And yeah, that's right. It's the second time.
You don't let that one slip away. That's 2 and 3 years.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. I mean, and the Philadelphia Eagles.
People would maybe start to consider you a dynasty.
Exactly, but it's once again the Eagles after losing to Kansas City, they got their revenge on them, but it didn't take longer than what it took for them to get revenge on the Patriots.
Still haven't lost a Super Bowl rematch, and that was the first time the Chiefs lost a Super Bowl rematch.
Yeah, I mean, but it really is kind of like
something had to give.
Kind of like when the Eagles lost to the Patriots when they had Donovan McNabb in Super Bowl 39, and then it didn't take till Super Bowl 52 when Nick Foles outdoed them.
When Andy Reid was the coach.
Yeah, exactly.
And the Eagles also get their revenge on Andy Reid.
They really did get their revenge on Reid tonight. Yep. So yeah, there's something about the Eagles and revenge in Super Bowls, and we said it during our preview and pick.
Yeah.
So 1-0, but way off on our score picks for sure.
Way off, yeah.
All right, everybody. I'm getting ready to go to bed. I got work in the morning, and drop your thoughts down below in the comments. And yeah, pretty dominant Super Bowl for Philadelphia, and bring on free agency, bring on the draft. Let's see what we can do coming up. If you ain't with it, you ain't infamous. And as always, go Seahawks. Bring on the draft and free agency.